You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
I go by Toyota. Sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13. I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
This is Your Welcome America, the podcast that explains what the bloody hell Brits are banging on about.
In every episode, we translate British pop culture for America
And American pop culture for Britain.
You're welcome. I am Ben.
I am Fraser.
Fraser like razor.
Wagon wheel Watusi.
Oh, we were out last night and someone got your name right.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday, multiple people got my name right. I went to a coffee shop yesterday and someone got my name right. And they got my name right in Arby's. It's all coming up Fraser, not Frasier.
Which we are going to be. But didn't they, when they read out your name, didn't they say Fraser?
Oh, he spelt it right and said it wrong. Yeah, you're right. Damn it.
Oh, well. One step closer.
One step closer to heaven, baby, means one step closer to you.
Because you were all I need to get me through. Gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. I gotta make it through.
I got lost on a through. I was trying to come up with a through one and I messed it up. We need to talk about S Club Juniors at some point.
Yeah, we do.
Add that to the long list.
Add that to long list.
This long list that I always say add it to it and I don't do anything about.
No, I've got a list somewhere. How are you, babes?
I am wonderful, thank you. I'm trying to think if I have anything to tell you from today. I really don't. I got up and exercised and then came here. So this has really been my day so far.
Well, because I'm also a queer who lives in LA, I also got up, exercised, and came here.
Does anybody care?
What are your plans for 2024?
Does anybody care?
I'm going to turn 40.
Big.
It's pretty big. It's pretty weird.
I'll always be 1 year younger than you.
Yeah, it's only 1 year, so don't get too comfortable. You're going to be knocking on 40's door before you know it.
Talking of knocking on 40's door, we were at a Kylie night last night. Many people there who had maybe knocked over 40's door and maybe entered a different room altogether.
Kind of Kool-Aid man through the door into another decade. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're at Akbar in Silver Lake. It was Kylie night. It started off well, but then got too busy. But what did we see? What did we feel?
Speaking of old, at one point it just got so busy we all mutually decided to leave at the exact same moment. We said, we've got to get out of here.
But that wasn't... Like, even if I'd been in a club age 21 like that, you couldn't dance. It was horrible.
Yeah, they let too many people into that venue and it's too small. They need to expand.
So many people wearing glasses.
Yeah, you were shocked that everyone was wearing glasses.
Because when I wear contacts and I wear glasses, but I remember when I used to go to the Joiner's Arms in London, if I was wearing glasses, they would just... It was cold last night, right?
Yeah.
It was hot inside Akbar. They just steam up.
You're getting jostled, have your glasses knocked off your face.
Yeah. That's no fun. What songs did we hear?
The music, for a Kylie-themed night, there was some real hits and misses. My high point was Better the Devil You Know. So I really got to sing along to that. Because also the DJ was doing some fun and not so fun remixes of Kylie songs as well. So they played the only acceptable version of Can't Get You Out of My Head, which is that Blue Monday remix. That was good. But then there was just a couple of other... There was that slow remix that's with... Love to love you, baby.
That was nice.
I do like that one, but I also just wanted to hear slow. I needed a few more, and as you said, it needed to be single album track. We were getting really deep into some early album tracks, like one after the other.
Or even just, I'll broaden out, like, beloved song, album track. Because there are some album tracks that everyone, like, knows and likes, so maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's that one album track that I really hate. From back in the day, the one that goes, Your disco needs you. I hate that song.
Does anybody care?
It's really interesting because last night it did feel like we were in London and a lot of the gays were of a certain age and lived in South London, which is how I've always pictured Kylie fans. And I am a Kylie fan.
I'm a Kylie fan and I used to live in South London, so what an interesting comment you're trying to make
that was a real burn.
Yeah, I'm so offended.
So that was Kylie night. We then scuttled off to our beloved Eagle because it got too hot and busy.
Yeah.
So any goss from the Eagle?
No, same old.
No.
Lots of bearded men.
I came home and ate granola and yogurt.
Oh, I had that for breakfast.
Does anybody care?
What a strange thing to eat after being out.
Because I was hungry and I was limited.
Yeah, fair enough. We haven't recorded since you went to Scotland and you actually hung out with one of our favourite listeners.
Don't give the game away. Went to Scotland. I just do need to tell you about my first breakfast, like the breakfast I had as soon as I arrived in Scotland. It had sausage.
Oh, we're going to go through the whole thing.
Just the meats. Sausage, bacon, black pudding,
Ugh.
haggis.
Ugh. How hammy was that bacon? You know how I feel about UK bacon.
Oh my God, it was so hammy. This is a room service one.
Ugh.
So hammy, like undercooked bacon. And then I asked, oh, can I get some avocado? And they sent like a pot of like old El Paso kind of browning guacamole. So I asked for avocado, not guacamole. Anyway, but that night, super exciting. I went and hung out with our listener favorite, one of our favorite listeners, Cliff, and his friend James, who I believe is also a listener, although I don't fully believe it. James, prove us wrong. And went to Delmonico's, Del's, gay bar.
Oh, it sounds like a pizzeria.
We did go to pizzeria later. Went, sat down, two men never met. It was like we were just all friends.
Just slipped into their friendship group and had a good time.
Yeah, had some gin and tonics, and before we knew it, we went to 3 different bars.
Did you hear any good music?
I can't remember, actually. But we're at
Did you
that
hear
first...
Houdini?
A man ago. I can't remember what music was playing, but we started off in Delmonico's. We're just chatting up a storm. Then we went to Katie's bar, which is terrifying. Went downstairs in Katie's bar. It's another gay bar. And there was someone...
Katie?
Who knows? But it was about 8 p.m. on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and there was someone just vomiting in the corner for about 30 minutes.
Ooh.
So that was going on. And then we went to another place called Underground, sound of the, and that was it. Oh, and then we went and had pizza. And because, of course, Glasgow has such amazing Italian food and Italians in general.
Of course.
The pizza was some of the best pizza I've ever had. And that was it. So had a lovely time with Cliff and James. Thank you so much for taking this old gal out on the town. Right, any other news from you before we get into feedback?
No.
What episode of You're Welcome America is this, by the way?
95.
Working our way to 100.
We're nearly at 100 episodes.
Does anybody care?
Let's do some feedback. Please, as ever, get in touch on Instagram, on basically just Instagram. Email us.
Yes, you're welcome America podcast at gmail.com.
And do you know what? If any of you want to do like a New Year's resolution, maybe fucking rate and review us. Okay?
I'm going to edit that and make that nicer. Please give us a rating and reviewing. That would be lovely. Thank you. So just some general light, nice notes about having my mum back on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because we recorded with her. My friend Elisa said, OMG, Lazzy Yo is back. Not a nickname that I want to be keeping for my mum. And she said, saving this episode for Saturday morning in bed with crumpets. Now I need to know from you, Elisa, whether you did listen to that in bed with crumpets, which I love.
Would a crumpet cause a crumb? I don't think it
No,
would.
I think
It's
if
too
anything,
spongy.
you're gonna get a butter drip on a duvet cover rather than a crumb.
Do you eat in bed?
No,
Okay.
not at all. I hate eating in bed.
Yeah, me neither. Shout out to listener Niall. Niall and I found out that Niall, oh God, I'm really naming and shaming.
He's also a bed eater.
He loves eating. And I was like, thank God, I do too.
When you say eating in bed, are you talking like a full dinner with a knife and fork?
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess then I do eat in bed.
What do you eat?
Well, you know, like a crisp.
Oh, that's a crumb though.
Yeah? Well, what are you eating in bed that's not a meal and doesn't have crumbs?
I lay out a full napkin, and I might have a tray, and like my yogurt and granola last night.
Seriously, does anybody care?
I just I don't really like laying down and eating like food.
Oh no, I'm like propped up. Well, like I'm in a hospital bed.
Yeah, you're like Madeline Ashton waking up in the morning like upright.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also, speaking of, I'm really pleased that last night we've really worked out that my alter ego is indeed Vanessa from Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is you and you are her. Not Ursula, just Vanessa.
Do you ever have coffee in bed?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I do have coffee in bed. I do liquids in...
Bed liquids.
Oh God!
Right,
and then Jules Aloud said, honestly, ghost hunting with girls aloud is pure gold. They ain't wrong.
Too long though.
Yeah, oh, way too long.
Yeah, needs a major edit.
Yeah.
Okay, Walter Boy has got in touch. Hi, Walt. Thank you as ever for being a listener. He said, okay, so me and my boyfriend always say to each other, oh, you can't make me choose from your intro when we're faced with a minor decision in daily life, but we have no idea where it's from or what it's from. Who is it?
No, I think you should reveal it's very much your favourite.
It's Victoria Beckham, her 72, 73 questions in Vogue.
Harry or William?
Oh, you can't make me choose.
And then they ask her other questions like, tell us something no one knows about you. And her answer is comedy gold. And an answer that makes no sense.
And the guy that she meets at the beginning, what's he called?
Daniel,
Daniel, hi.
How are you?
How are you?
And they do a really awkward handshake. And
He went on to be on that Next in Fashion show on either Next in Fashion or one of the, there's those two that are exactly the same, the Heidi Klum one and the Netflix one. He went on to one of them.
he was in Next in Fashion.
Next in Fashion.
The first season of that.
Yeah, so every time I saw her, I was like, Daniel, how are you?
Any other feedback?
Imagine kind of slightly problematic wailing music that would go over like a movie in like The Mummy. We got an email from, I don't even remember signing up for this service that tells us about our podcast ratings, but we said, hey, someone called Carlos emailed us and said, hey, how's it going? Hope all is well. I have some cool information that might interest you. Your podcast, Your Welcome America, has good performance in Apple Podcast rankings in the last 30 days. We got to position number 95 in the comedy category in Egypt. We can thank the spirit of your Egyptian grandma.
Wow. Well, now that I wear her ring,
Yeah.
don't look directly at it.
That combined with me looking Egyptian but not being it, I think we've managed to really crack the Egyptian market.
Do you think it's just because we say the words Egypt and Egyptian a lot and it's just somehow like snuck in? Okay, we've had a lovely email from, now it's either Thurston Christine or Christine Thurston. I would think it's Christine Thurston, but then at the bottom it just says Thurston.
We'll just call them Thurston, I say.
Yeah. Thurston said in her email, thank you so much for the gift of the podcast. And I say, you're welcome to that. Adore the pod, have been catching up at the gym and on the commute, nearly spat my drink out. Wonder what the drink was.
On the commute, I'm guessing a teeny tiny coffee from a coffee shop.
Or maybe Thurston's got like the Pret subscription. It's like
Maybe.
£40 a month. And she spat her Pret subscription out when the girl group special when No Way sprung up.
Don't get pissed with me.
It unlocked a core memory of me and my girlies taking the piss and hate loving it back in the day. She said she needs a special episode. This is good. A special episode of girl group solo projects.
Ooh.
There's a rich tapestry of stunning solo efforts to discuss. The Spice Girls, All Saints Appleton, Jessie Nelson. So yeah.
That's a great idea. That really gets a lot of loose scraps into one category for us, doesn't it?
Yeah, because like we only want to talk about, when it comes to fucking what's her name from Hearsay, our beloved
Kim Marsh.
Kim Marsh. There's only one song I want to talk about.
I would like to say that I never meant to make you cry. I think about you every day, no matter what your friends might say.
Exactly.
I've got more. No, I'll stop.
So yeah, thank you so much for that. And do you know what? We promise you at some point this year that is going to be an episode.
1,000,000%. It's a great idea.
If you want to get in touch, Instagram, email, please rate and review us.
And we're back, and Ben is going to be doing our American topic. And I know what it is because we went together.
We went together. We went to the fast food chain Arby's. We went to the Hollywood location.
Arby's.
Hollywood.
We did. We went to glamorous Hollywood. It's to Sunset Boulevard and glamorous Hollywood, California.
On a Saturday night.
A Saturday early evening.
Yeah. It's 7 p.m.
Yeah. Now, I will say, for considering we went to a not great part of town, it was pretty pleasant.
Yeah.
And the Arby's itself was pretty nice for a fast food restaurant in Hollywood.
When we say not great but part of town, UK listeners, just imagine if Leicester Square was just a whole neighborhood. Imagine that.
Yeah.
That's it. So just to give everyone a bit of background, it's a fast food. Arby's is an American fast food sandwich chain. It's got more than 3,300 restaurants, that's specific. Anything interesting of note here? It's most famous for its roast beef sandwiches. We're going to come back to that. I think their tagline right now, their phrase is like, we've got all the meats, or we've got the meats.
We've got the meats.
We've got the meats. Okay.
Now, my question for you is,
What?
Is it called Arby's because it's RB, which is roast beef?
Oh, but it's ARBY.
Right, but like, has that been extrapolated from roast beef, Arby's?
I'm glad you asked me. It was started in 1964 by these brothers, Forrest and Leroy Raffle. Raffle.
Forrest and Leroy.
They chose the name Arby's, a phonetic pronunciation of letters R and B, short for Raffle Brothers.
Well, and then it became roast beef.
There you go.
Wow, I'm impressed with myself.
It started in Ohio, a state I've never been to, and I'm never going. Have you been to Ohio?
Certainly never been to Ohio.
Yeah.
Not quite sure where it is on a map of the US. It's in the middle at the top.
Couldn't tell you. Hoping to attract a more upscale clientele. I mean, we bloody went. Arby's interior design was purposely more luxurious in appearance.
Beg to diff on the location that we went to, maybe in 2024.
So...
Very hard plastic bench seating in that Arby's.
Like, yeah, it was kind of like being in a 1990s or 1980s McDonald's,
Yeah.
that plastic seating. And... yeah, so that's been pretty much it. That's the whole backstory of Arby's. But we went Saturday night. One of their big things is the sign is this giant hat. It kind of looks like, well, remember the hat that Pharrell used to wear 10 years ago?
Yes, it's Pharrell and Yosemite Sam.
Yes.
It's very much Yosemite Sam's hat.
a big, like, neon. Oh my God, Lori Loughlin was in a commercial.
Loughlin.
Lori Loughlin! So we drove to Arby's in Hollywood. We've got to talk about the parking.
Do we?
We turned up. There was a space just directly in front of us, just slotted into it. Now, listeners outside of LA, you don't understand. How often does that happen?
It never happens. Parking is one of the greatest stresses of living in Los Angeles, is that slight kind of where your neck starts to go up, where you start thinking about how you're going to have to park at whatever you're doing, especially in certain parts of town. Do you remember? I remember
K-Town.
K-Town, and also there's that particular part of WeHo where I used to go to the gym, where that Australian training gym thing is. You know what I'm talking about.
It's like
where my blood pressure would just start rising as soon as I was like, oh God, I'm never going to find parking.
it's Santa Monica and Fairfax.
I missed a gym class once because I couldn't find somewhere to park. I just drove home.
You know, that's why I've refused to go to What's Your Chops dance classes. Playground. What's her name again?
Robin Anton.
Robin Anton's, like, it's right on. No, that's more Melrose.
That's Melrose.
But still.
Your issue is parking on Melrose.
So we parked. It was like you've said in the past, sometimes we go somewhere and it's like we're in a movie or a TV show and the crew have been like, make sure we keep a space for Brendan Fraser. They're coming and I see them going around the corner.
I love it when that happens, when there's just enough people to feel like the extras are all there. Which I think is actually kind of part of being a delusional person that thinks they're the main character in life, right?
Main character syndrome. Do you think that you're the main character?
No.
I don't think I even think I'm the main character.
No, I think that would be, you know, as much as I do fun things, I think it would be the world's most boring television show. There'd be so many episodes of me laying in bed doing nothing.
No, but I think you're a really good... Oh, God.
Oh, God.
A really good, like...
Tragic figure?
No, fun side character that everyone loves.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like Vanessa, so I'm just like a bit of pure fun evil that everyone remembers and enjoys. But I'm not Prince Eric. Who did we decide last night you were in The Little Mermaid?
Well, I got pushed into the role of Sebastian, much like being, you know, me having to be Mel B all the time in the Spice Girls when I was younger for certain reasons.
But you're all like, and then you did a full-on Sebastian impression which was flawless.
Well, I wanted to be more, I think of myself as more Scuttle energy, but...
Yeah, but remember where we landed? You're both. You can be
that's true.
Scuttle and Sebastian, and you're doing the voice for both.
I can do sea and air.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to do that, my one-woman show where I sing Kiss the Girl as Sebastian and Scuttle. There you see her sitting there across the way. For any listeners that are worried about me doing that accent, my dad is from the Caribbean, which is Sebastian's accent. So relax.
Okay. You grew up with Sebastian, didn't
I
you?
did.
You went to the same school. Okay, we go into Arby's Saturday evening. Pretty chill in there.
Yeah.
Menu-wise, now there's some curious things going on the menu. It is focused on sandwiches. You could get a turkey sandwich if you wanted. The beef sandwich is the main deal, but we're not going to come back to that just yet. I instantly was attracted to some sort of fish thing that was going on that I wasn't allowed to order.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't order the beef sandwich.
They've got a gyro wrap. They've got curly fries, crinkle fries, and lots of different things like that. Dessert-wise, they had those turnovers, like those pastry turnovers.
Some very anemic looking apple pies.
Apple turnover,
apple
cherry turnover. But they did have some good looking cookies. We didn't get the cookies.
We made a mistake.
Yeah.
The apple turnovers looked very sad and pale and like in a depressing cabinet. I didn't like the look of them. Ugh.
Crispy fish sandwich meal.
I just seen something called the fish and cheddar sandwich meal. Ugh.
Oh, I don't want cheese with my fish.
Fish and cheddar. That's really turning my stomach.
I'm always really frustrated. I so rarely go to McDonald's, but like a late night McDonald's, they never have a fillet of fish in hand. So anyway, I ordered.
Isn't that Donald Trump's favorite McDonald's item? I mean, plenty of bad people share taste with good people. I'm just pointing things out.
Okay. Just do you know what?
I'm saying you're the bad person and he's the good person.
So I had the number one. I had the classic roast beef.
Ugh.
I ordered that. I also ordered. I got a Dr Pepper, very exciting, and I got some mac and cheese balls, and I got curly fries. What did you order?
I got a chicken sandwich and curly fries and mozzarella sticks. Now, as someone who doesn't like beef, the way that beef is piled into that roast beef sandwich is truly stomach churning. There's so much of it. It's thick in the picture, but it wasn't that thick in real life, was it?
But also it's the slices aren't. It's very much a beef luncheon meat.
Right.
You know that really like piggy, floppy,
Yep.
kind of slightly sweaty ham you'd get, all kind of like curled up, like layered almost like wafer.
Yes.
Like a wafer layer
Yep.
in like an Asda.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but beef. That's what it was. In this sort of very yellow brioche bun. And it had like a jam inside and a mayonnaise. I know you'd be very unhappy with that.
Yeah, everything is upsetting me that you're saying.
Now, crucially, it was hot. Well, warm. Do you know what? Pretty good.
Yeah, my chicken sandwich was great. Curly fries were pretty disappointing.
It's strange because a curly fry sounds so appealing, but I think these curly fries had been fried so many times they were kind of gross.
Not great.
Mozzarella sticks.
Oh, they were fine. I mean, it's just mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
I think they're the same the world over.
How did you feel about the mac and cheese balls?
They were fine.
They were pretty good,
Yeah,
actually.
I like them.
I did like the fact that you could also get horseradish sauce from a pump, and they called it horsey sauce.
Now, I will say, mac and cheese deep fried, nothing is ever, ever going to beat the mac and cheese burger at the Cheesecake Factory. The Cheesecake Factory. Have you ever had that?
No.
I only had it once on my birthday when 10 years ago, on my 30th birthday.
I was there.
When we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
And it's a beef burger, but then I said I don't eat beef, and now I'm talking about eating a beef burger. We can't get into my food issues. And then there's a whole other burger on top that is a deep fried mac and cheese, but they make it in like a burger shape.
Oh.
So it's like a patty, but it's a deep fried mac and cheese patty. So you have that on top of the burger and then the bun. It's a lot, but it's delicious.
Wait a minute. Scotland. How about a haggis burger? Why is that has to be a thing? Wait a minute. Because that would be pretty yummy.
I like the way you just addressed Scotland.
Scotland, my people. Gary McLean's haggis burger. Oh, it is a thing. But wait a minute. Just going back to you and meats. If I made a lasagna, would you eat it?
Yes.
If I made a shepherd's pie, would you eat it?
Yes.
Now, I use shepherd's and cottage pie incorrectly, so
Yes.
I'm using minced beef.
Yes. I wouldn't
cool.
eat lamb. If you'd have to tell me it was lamb.
Okay, the next couple of weeks, I am going to do a big shepherd's pie.
I will eat beef in a US ground UK mince form.
Seriously, does anybody care? Don't get fresh with me.
I will eat beef in a burger form. I will not eat beef in a sliced deli meat way or in a
Thick.
steak.
What about a thick? What about in between a luncheon meat and a steak? Like a thick.
I'm not feeling great about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's already. I'm already feeling a little uncomfortable about that.
Just trying to think how else I could trip you up.
No, I've been dealing with this a long time, and I know the ins and outs.
Question from Ricardo in Scotland. Do you know what a square sausage is?
No.
Oh, so that is a Scottish thing.
Yeah, is it a sausage shaped like a square?
Yeah, it looks very terrifying. Anyway, clientele. Tell us.
Well, is it like sausage meat in a square like they do here, like a sausage? You know
Yeah.
how they do the little sausage burgers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Clientele-wise, I was a little concerned being in Hollywood that we might, have people really displaying a lot of personality while we were trying to eat. But it was very quiet. But there was two men that were definitely watching conspiracy theory podcasts, like, separately on their phones while they ate their Arby's together.
Separately together.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a woman who's in the back of our picture we took who had long blonde hair, and she was having a great time.
Singing along to all the music.
Yeah, the music was kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the more fast food places we go to for this podcast, the more, like, sad I feel about fast food. It's never quite the beloved thing that it feels like it's going to be, is it?
But would you go back?
I mean, I would. I was saying to you last night that of all the food things we've done for this podcast, nothing will ever be darker than when we went to Island's restaurant, which was actually a full restaurant.
And it was a shame because it started off well. It seemed really fun.
I've never been so unwell as I was during that meal. And I feel like I would definitely eat that chicken sandwich again. It was good. It was really good.
There was also, curiously, a milkshake menu, and there was a milkshake called the Jamaica Shake, which actually, now reading it, does make sense. It's like a mocha. So it's chocolate and coffee in a milkshake.
So it's the Java,
Mocha.
like coffee.
Oh, but then a mocha's...
That's say it's got 2,000 calories in it. Oh,
540
540. Jesus.
It's a frosty, chocolatey, coffee-y treat.
That sounds kind of nice.
Our famous Jamaica Shake. That I would have.
Yeah.
I'd like that. So all in all, solid visit.
Yeah, loved Arby's. It was great.
So wait, and remind me, if we went back, what would you have? Because I need to have the fish thing now.
Yeah, I would get the chicken sandwich again. It was good.
Maybe get a Jamaica. A Jamaica Shake.
I would say, where would you rank it amongst all of the other fast food places we'd go to? I prefer it to, I'm going to say something controversial. I do not like In-N-Out. I think In-N-Out is terrible.
I like In-N-Out.
I think their fries are like wet shit.
Yeah, the fries are pretty fucking weird.
And that's enough to bring down the whole average of the experience for me.
But how do you feel? I like the burger there. The salad is fresh, like the lettuce in it.
No, it's not enough to win me over.
All right.
I really wanted to take the chance to talk about how much I dislike In-N-Out.
So it's very contrary you. Okay,
Fair enough.
The big question is, what do we think the UK equivalent of Arby's is? And I think it's a Toby Carvery because of beef. I know it's not the same thing, but it feels like in the UK, I'd sit down and have Toby Carvery. I'll have a full roast beef. Like a roast beef, Sunday lunch. And in the UK, in the US, it's like, I'm going to grab and go a beef luncheon meat sandwich.
Didn't we say that Sizzler was Toby Carvery?
But we're allowed to have multiple.
I know. I'm not. I don't have anything as an alternative, so I'm not challenging you in that way.
I mean, sandwich-wise, what else have we got to pick from? An upper crust? I love referencing upper crust.
Me too. Every time. Talk about how it slices the roof of your mouth off with his crusty French bread.
Tuna. Oh, I'm in Euston Station. I'm just going to grab an upper crust and I'll have
That
a tuna
and-
sandwich.
That and Delise to France.
Right, Delise to France.
Get yourself... Shred that mouth with a baguette and then get a nice croissant.
Speaking of, it never ceases to amaze me how in the States people think Patisserie Valerie is like posh. Oh, should we go to Patisserie Valerie? I'm like, Patisserie Valerie! Anyway, the UK equivalent, unless you've got something else, I don't know, podcast nemesis Michael's probably going to fucking chime in. I think the UK equivalent of Arby's is Toby Carvery. You're welcome. Oh wait, what about Harvester?
Well, actually, I think we said Sizzler was Harvester, so actually...
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So to confirm, the UK equivalent of Arby's is Toby Carvery.
You're welcome. Oh, I thought we were going to do that together. You're
welcome. And we are back. We've done the US topic. We're now going to do the UK topic. Babes, what is it?
We're going to be talking about the illustrious career of one Claudia Ann Irina Winkleman. Irina, yes indeed.
Wow.
According to this, she was born in Westminster, which I think is insane.
At Westminster Abbey?
Yeah, like birthed into just central London. That seems madness.
Zone 1 baby.
Yeah, completely. we don't talk about that enough in America, about how obsessed everyone is with the geographical layout of London when you live there. It all starts in zone 1 in the middle and it fans out and gets like lesser and lesser.
It's very 28 Days Later, zone 1. But it's because everyone's, quite rightly so obsessed with how are we going to get around the city? You're going to have to know. It's like in Australia, they're obsessed with calling, like, I'm going to go into central London. They'll say, I'm going to go into the CBD. The Central Business District. Central Business District.
Wasn't that the Long Beach? Wasn't that? Oh, okay. I'm getting really off track from Claudia Winkleman here.
DTLB.
DTLB. That you're right. you know me so well.
I was there.
Downtown Long Beach. DTLB.
DTLB
Doesn't need to be abbreviated, everyone. So she is, for US listeners, a TV host, TV presenter. It also says radio personality, writer, and journalist. But I think she's most known for her TV hosting work.
Yeah, I can imagine that she's got some sort of deal, and Radio 2 are like, oh, well, no, within that deal, you get a show as well.
Yeah. So she has a very striking physical feature that everyone is obsessed with, which is her fringe.
Her bangs.
US translation, bangs.
Yeah.
It's kind of her signature look, which I think is interesting that it's kind of... It's got more and more insane looking over the years and become like she's really leaned into it.
Imagine if Jennifer Aniston never got rid of the Rachel.
Yes.
And the Rachel just got bigger and bigger.
That's completely it. So she's kind of very much the top of the list at the moment because she hosts the UK version of The Traitors. Mm-hmm. And I have actually never seen a frame of The Traitors, US or UK, which I think is pretty bad of me because everyone loves it so much. But
it's very fun. It's very camp.
Yeah, I you know me with my TV habits. Sometimes I just can't engage with TV shows.
You've still not watched The White Lotus, have you?
Only the first season. I never watched the second season.
Okay.
I was very exhausted by the coverage of the second season and everyone's feelings about it. That it almost, I do think that show has made me turn on Jennifer Coolidge as well, which is tough. I'm just saying. So so she hosts the UK version of that, and I don't know if have you seen, I don't know what it was on, it just came across my desk. It's Dawn French parodying Claudia Winkleman on The Traitors. Have you seen it?
No.
And she has a fringe that completely covers her face.
And she's wearing a hood or something.
Yes, a hood and a fringe that, very good.
Don't love a Dawn French, but I do like that.
So it says in her kind of TV career that it's around, this is really quite wonderful because it's something I don't feel you and I have talked about, but I feel we may have watched separately in our childhood homes growing up. Okay. So it says in 1992 she started appearing frequently in the long-running BBC series Holiday, and it says that she was on it quite a lot in the 90s. It said it culminates in a special documentary where she travelled around the world for 34 days, reporting from Japan, India, Costa Rica, and Dubai. But
what was Holiday?
So it was...
Was it basically like almost... Well, it couldn't be because it's BBC. I was going to say, was it Thomas Cook SpawnCon, where they just talk about different places to go on holiday?
Yeah, it truly was a show about where to go on holiday. So I don't think it was sponsored. I think there was obviously some hands guiding things behind the scenes for it. But yeah, I think it was just this thing of people not being able to see, pre-internet, not being able to see other places. So actually seeing someone going to Dubai was really
a thing
and like really shocking.
So I guess, and translation for American listeners, holidays, a vacation.
Yes.
So
imagine a TV show simply just called Vacation.
So it's almost like in the 90s, how do we bring to life, like, what do you call those holiday magazines you get from Thomas Cook?
I was thinking of like Condé Nast Traveler.
No, I was thinking more like a vacation brochure you'd get from a travel agent brochure.
Oh my god, a holiday brochure.
Holiday brochure, thank you. So it's like, how do we bring that to life?
Oh my god, a holiday brochure. Much like the Argos catalogue, there was a time in life where we'd sit down and leaf through a brochure and decide where to go on holiday.
Maybe like turn the corners of a couple of pages.
Dog ear that resort. Get that one in Portugal. That looks nice. It's got nice things for the kids. Yeah, apparently it says on here that the show had a reputation for featuring destinations that people couldn't afford to go to. So they'd be like, "Oh, come on holiday to Marrakesh," and the people were like, "We can't afford to go there."
Okay, but I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, there's only so many episodes you can film in the Costa del Sol.
I was getting confused between Holiday and A Place in the Sun.
Yes, no.
Fucking hell. When I was back in the UK, my last night, my last day, I had like a 5 a.m. flight. It was 6 a.m. flight, whatever, from Glasgow Airport. So I stayed in the beloved Marriott at Glasgow Airport the night before. I watched A Place in the Sun. Fucking hell. It's so bleak.
Yeah, it's like Homes Under the Hammer. Did you ever get into a Homes Under the Hammer if you were ever off work, if you were sick?
What was that again?
So it was on the BBC at like 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. So if you were ever not working, either out of work or sick, that felt like that was always the thing. And it was, the show would follow a house that being bought at auction, and then they follow the journey of it if it gets like done up. So if it gets renovated, so they follow the people that buy it at auction, and it gets like, I don't know how they kind of filmed that show, because it must go on for a really long time.
Do you think they just filmed for like 4 months, like a million different stories at once?
Completely, yeah. So it's just that's all it is, but it's just this very mesmerizing format.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of those shows like Holiday, Place of the Sun, Homes Under the Hammer. It all just kind of washes over you in a real...
Wish You Were Here.
Wish You Were Here.
What was Wish You Were Here?
I don't know. Cowboy Builders, that was one of my favorites.
Builders.
I love things about people being scammed. Anyway, we've really really veered off course here. So then it says she kind of started popping up on This Morning to do celebrity interviews in the 90s, and then she did some... So this is the show that I'm really confused about, which is, it was called God's Gift. So it used to be hosted by Davina McCall, and then Claudia Winkleman hosted the second series. So it was 5, it says each week 5 male contestants would vie with each other to win the affections and votes of a female audience, or a male audience on gay specials, by participating in a series of facetious games designed to test their sex appeal. Okay, I'm gonna... Because it feels like it's very adjacent to that one where they push people in the swimming pool.
Man, oh man.
Man, oh man.
With Chris Tarrant.
God's Gift. Was Denise Van Houten on that as well? God's Gift TV show.
Tell ya. What did we just watch?
We just watched a clip of God's Gift from 1995. The quality looked like it was filmed in pre the moon landing, which I think was better quality than that footage we just watched. I remember this now.
I don't.
It had like a pop art set, and yeah, guys would come on, and the audience was all female, and they would vote who was kind of the sexiest, and they would do these dumb, like this. We just watched a video of a guy like mixing cement.
Whoa, like a real man
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
What, next episode, do they light a fire?
But it's worth saying, because Davina McCall was the host of this series that we were watching, and I would say that, speaking of Fringe / Bang, she also had a very fraught Fringe situation in this. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
How would you describe that Fringe?
It's like a 10% less severe version of that Courtney Cox Fringe from Scream.
It really is. The Scream 2 Fringe.
Yeah.
In these early days, she hosted the game show Talking Telephone Numbers. I remember this one.
What the fuck was that?
No, do you not remember this? This was Philip Schofield, Boo, and Emma Forbes. So they like reunited from their their kind of broom closet or whatever that fucking show was. Broom cupboard. So yeah, it was. This couldn't be more UK 90s. The show's format featured variety acts, which doesn't make any sense, which were used to generate numbers. And the viewers had the chance to win up to £25,000 if the 5 random numbers generated during the show matched the last 5 digits of their telephone number in any order. What a fucking wild concept for a show. It's kind of like a national lottery, but a phone number version.
Like a phone number lottery.
Yeah, but with clearly with like strange acts that would make the numbers come up.
We have to, as a future episode, do the national lottery.
Yeah, we do. We really need to. We definitely have talked about Mystic Meg before.
Yeah.
We really get into, in the 2000s, the reason that she even came into my mind after The Traitors kind of bringing this up is that I said to you that I was going to use this as a backdoor to talk about Fame Academy, and you said, I don't even think she was the host of Fame Academy. Now, here's where I've managed to trick my way into this. She did host the 3rd season of Comic Relief Does Fame Academy. Which, incidentally, was my very first TV job.
That one was?
Yeah.
So, now tell me, what was Comic Relief Does Fame Academy, and who was on it?
So, Fame Academy was a TV show, like the BBC version of X Factor, essentially, but it was meant to be more kind of
real
and I was going to use the word holistic for some reason, but it was very much meant to be like, oh, we're going to really show you like how to put like a pop star together with a very like singer-songwriter angle.
Oh my God, you're not going to believe this.
What?
I opened my notes app thing for the podcast just to write down the National Lottery. Look at the last thing that was previously written. The National Lottery. Sorry, carry on. Fame Academy.
Yeah, so it was like, you know, real people who are trying to break into the music industry, like singer-songwriters, and they would go on the show, and it was like, they would perform every week, but the whole show was very like kind and nice about trying to make them, craft them into like stars, basically.
Yeah.
So then Comic Relief, the charity, took over, and it was celebrities taking part in Fame Academy. And I think the big thing is that they put them in a like reality show house, like Big Brother. So it was like a fusion. And there was three series of it, and I worked on the third and final series of it. And
Who was in it? Who were the celebs?
so it's Patrick Kilty and Claudia Winkleman were the hosts, and I was very starstruck when I saw Claudia Winkleman for the first time in real life. She was one of in my early days of working in TV.
So what year was this?
2007. Turned up on my first day. I joined this show like they'd all been working in pre-production, and I joined as they were filming, and I was a runner, which is US translation PA.
How'd you get that job?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Not to make this entire segment about one series of Comic Relief does Fame Academy, but I was very exciting. It was my first ever TV job, and it was being filmed at, you know, County Hall in London, which is next to the London Eye.
Wait, which is attached to that Marriott
Which is
hotel.
attached to the and the London Aquarium.
And the spa. And who works in that spa at the Marriott Hotel? Didn't someone from Eternal work as like a massage
Oh
therapist?
yeah, I think Bernie worked
Yeah.
there. Anyway, so yeah, it was at that County Hall, and essentially my job was to, because they had like a Big Brother style house, I think I had to go in and like clean the house, which is really weird.
Oh.
And then I like, it was all like,
Wait.
I had to like fill the fridge. I remember doing that in the middle of
house
the
was
night.
in County Hall?
Yeah, they lived in County Hall in like a Big Brother house, and there was like the stage there where they performed as well. Yeah, that series, there was some pretty top celebrities on there.
Yeah, hit me.
Miranda Hart,
Oh.
Linda Robson from Birds of a Feather.
That's the second time today I've talked about Linda Robson from Birds of a Feather. Yeah. Earlier, just quick side note, Katie and I, my friend Katie was saying, we're talking about Birds of a Feather, and we're like, actually, was that show really progressive about two, divorcee women in their 40s?
Yeah.
And their exploits and their very sexually awakened older neighbor?
Yeah, it really was.
Pretty progressive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Zoe Salmon, I'm getting Zoe Salmon confused with Zoe Burkett. Zoe Salmon was a TV presenter. Mel from Mel and Sue. Angelica Bell, the kids TV presenter.
Yeah.
And then the top three was Sean Williamson, aka Barry from EastEnders. Trisha Penrose, who I believe was she's a northern actress who's on like Coronation Street, and then all those Heartbeat. I think she was like famously in Heartbeat for a very long time. And then R.I.P., very sadly, the person that won the show,
TPT?
Tara Palmer Tompkinson. Oh. And I have to say, she was the nicest one.
Was she?
She was lovely, Tara Palmer Tompkinson.
Good for her.
Anyway.
Well, I have a Claudia Winkleman Comic Relief story.
Oh.
The one time I've worked with and met Claudia Winkleman was when I was part of Comic Relief in, I just can't get enough era. 2009, would that be? So I was because I was working at Jonathan Ross at the time, so I was just helping out that year in Comic Relief because we're all kind of roped in, which was super fun. And I was kind of like just someone who would just help guide around talent, and she was one of my people. And the week before, I'd done a donut eating competition in my office because we had a week off from John the Ross, but we're still working. We're like, should we do something? So we did a donut eating competition.
Those are the golden days of television,
Yeah.
eh?
I was just fanning around in an office eating donuts. Donut eating competition, which the idea was me against my colleague Pete, and we had to see who could eat the most donuts to the duration of the song Eye of the Tiger.
Wow.
I lost.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and we filmed it all because we didn't have much going on that week. And then that week we went and helped out on Comic Relief, and I was like dealing with Claudia Winkleman, who was an utter joy. And me and Pete were standing there, and she came out of her dressing room and she went, "Oh, hey boys, do you want this thing of donuts that I've got in here? I'm not going to eat them." And we were both like, "Oh." But yeah, she was lovely.
So then I think she's most famous for taking over from Bruce Forsyth in hosting Strictly Come Dancing, our version of
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars.
What she does with Tess Daly.
Yeah, with Tess Daly. Oh, so yeah, in 2014, after Bruce Forsyth passed away, she took over co-hosting that. So that's kind of, I think she's the most well-known for that in the UK.
But she originally did It Takes Two. She had the spin-off Strictly show.
She did.
Right.
Now, speaking of Strictly,
Where are we going now?
I've just got like a full list of the kind of contestants on there, and I just want to do a test with you to see if you think that any of these people were actually on the show or whether I've made it up, basically. Jamelia. Was Jamelia ever on Strictly?
No.
Well, Ben, she was on Series 13. She came 8th. Lulu.
No.
Ben, I can tell you, Lulu was on Strictly Come Dancing.
Wait a minute. All of these people you're going to mention have been on Strictly.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said some have and some haven't. Pixie Lott.
She's done Strictly for sure.
She has done Strictly.
Yeah.
And then my final one, Molly from the Saturdays.
Yes.
I mean, you're correct. I did literally just read people off of the list. Every single one of those people was on there.
I knew it.
You know me too well. The full Strictly Come Dancing like contestant list is a true wild list of people. When you look at them just all laid out next to each other, they've got them all here in chronological order. It is. I actually am surprised there's anyone left in the UK who's ever been on any kind of television or music or film or anything that hasn't been on there. It's a wild ride.
Side note, I'm just going to read out the celebs, the lineup for Dancing on Ice this year. Just because you made me think about it. The only person we're really interested in is Hannah Spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit. Former Coronation Street actor Ryan Thomas.
Yep.
Emmerdale star Roxy Shahidi. Love Island's Amber Davies. Former boxer Ricky Hatton and Olympian Greg Rutherford. And then we've also got Eddie the Eagle. Fucking hell.
Is he still alive?
I know. Can you believe it? Claire Sweeney.
Oh.
What's she
Oh,
been up
I tell
to?
you what. I tell you something. I saw something online about that where Lorraine, on the Lorraine show, they went and interviewed like people getting ready for Dancing on Ice. And Claire Sweeney was there and they captioned her Claire Sweeney and it said part of the band Steps.
Oopsie.
They got Richards and Sweeney mixed up.
Ricky Norwood, Miles Nazaire. Oh, he's made in Chelsea. Lou Sanders. Who's she?
I tell you what.
Oh, she's a comedian. And then Adele Roberts. We know who
Yeah.
she is. And that's it.
I tell you what. Love Island. Talk about God's gift for reality competition shows in the UK. That really just, I feel like to throw like 2 or 3 people, like 1 or 2 people from Love Island onto every single reality show you're making is a real gift.
Because like, well, I'll bring in a younger audience.
Yeah, it's just like I just can imagine being a celebrity booker in the UK and really having all those Love Island contestants on like a long list for everything.
Where do you stand with ice skating?
I love ice skating.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it.
See, I can imagine it could go either way with you. You being like scared of falling or actually being very good.
No, I'm
You're the
very
latter.
good, yeah.
When did you last ice skate?
I last ice skated. Oh, it really wasn't that long ago. It was in Yosemite.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like 2021.
On a real lake?
No, it was a constructed one
okay.
in like Yosemite. You know, where they're in the village in Yosemite Park.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was really nice. It was very magical.
I did it in Scotland in December. It was fine. Came back because the rollerblading in the 90s really came back to me.
Me too.
But I don't know if you saw that video I uploaded of my friend Ricardo and he's doing a business call on the ice. Just skating around on his phone. Loved it.
Rollerblading. I was so smug about some of those things I could do when I was younger. The other thing I was really good at was windsurfing.
Seriously, does anybody care?
Yeah, we went to the Lake District for like a family holiday, and I did like windsurfing on Lake Windermere.
Seriously.
So
And I really took to it, and then I went and did it in the Caribbean as well. I wonder if I could still windsurf. I feel like I could still remember how to do
you'd
it.
probably be better now than ever before.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be sturdier now.
Yeah.
Heavier.
Should I join the gay rugby team?
Seriously.
Rebellion.
King's Cross Steelers.
The one here. I just don't know if I've got the time. I think I've got the right attitude for it. Like, I'd want to kill people.
Yeah.
But then would I just get killed? Would I just get destroyed?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, side note. Back to...
Should I join the LA gay ice skating team. Is there one?
The ice gay pades. I don't know. So Claudia Winkleman, eh?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, those are really just the main things I wanted to talk about. I do feel like I probably talked enough about her anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so working out a US equivalent of Claude's is difficult because, as we've discussed before, the US doesn't really have pure hosts.
No, it's definitely a kind of it's a really secondary thing here, isn't it? You kind of just do it as a side thing.
But to bridge the gap, here's the thing. Claudia, she went to Cambridge. She's intelligent. She's almost... She isn't, but she could have been almost like a journalist type situation. Yeah. So is there like an Anderson Cooper, but a dialed down Anderson Cooper type thing that could be a Claudia?
Yeah, and I think there's...
Okay, in the same way that Anderson Cooper also hosts and has hosted like fun stuff like in the Mole or New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
If you suddenly saw Claudia host something more hard-hitting or serious, you would buy it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good... Because my thing I was trying to go for was
someone
someone with a very striking physical feature. And I really couldn't land on an American celebrity that is known for their kind of hair.
And also, it looks like she's got a posh background.
Yeah.
And so does he.
Yeah.
He's a Vanderbilt.
Posh and rich. Yeah. No, I think you might have done it.
And they're both kind of like campy gay icons in a way, in their own way.
Yes.
How have I accidentally done this?
I don't know. And I guess everyone knows Anderson Cooper for being grey-haired.
Yeah.
So his hair is his thing.
Oh, wow.
And her hair is her thing. Well, there you go, Ben. You've solved it without me having to even say anything.
The US equivalent of Claudia Winkleman is Anderson Cooper.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Well, we're back, aren't we?
We're back.
Really back with a bang.
Please rate and review a Snapple.
Yeah.
Seriously, please rate and review a Snapple podcast. Get in touch and email YourWelcomeAmerica@gmail. No, I don't know it.
You're welcome, AmericaPodcast@gmail.com.
Please give us a shout on Instagram. You're Welcome America.
And we will very shortly be starting a new spin-off.
Yeah. Do you want to give an audio clue to what the new spin-off is? Wow. Please guess what that is.
If you can discern what that little sound is from.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
It was good.
A note which I don't think she can sustain live.
Thank you for listening. You're welcome. See you soon.
Ta-ta.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.